Welcome to Senior Insights. My name is Cynthia, and today I'm recording this on May 1st. You're going to be seeing it on May 2nd. It's my 3-month anniversary, and I am excited to share with you my journey. I will explain how I decided to do a channel, what I've learned since then, and what I've gotten out of it. I am not going to, for those of you who are interested in analytics and whatever, that's what a lot of people do when they do their 3-month update. I am not going to do that. I am going to just talk about the experience, what it's been like. So let's get started. I've been watching YouTube for years now, and I actually practically transitioned from regular TV to YouTube because I really enjoyed the personalizing of what I was watching. I enjoyed the people that I was watching. I tended to watch homesteading channels, homemaking channels, gardening channels, frugal living channels, and of course watercoloring, because I was trying to teach myself how to watercolor. So I got really pretty involved in those, and I would watch those specific channels every single day, and I really, really enjoyed them. And I began to feel as though I was in their home or they were in my home, and we were friends. And I really liked that aspect of it because I am alone. And, you know, sometimes it gets lonely and we need friends, even if they're not friends sitting next to you. I'm trying to think of the word, but I can't think of it, and I want to keep going. So I watched them, and as I continued to watch them, and I watched them faithfully, I started to notice that as they became more sophisticated, they became more polished, they became more perfect, and I was no longer able to have that feeling of kind of an intimate relationship with the content provider because they had 100,000 subscribers. I suspect that I wasn't their best friend, you know. And it was kind of inconceivable to me, those big numbers and stuff. But as they became successful, they became more sophisticated, more polished. They tended to spend more money. But they also did things in their shows, and I guess they did them all along, but I just started to realize, well, how do you prep 30 days worth of meals in one afternoon? How do you afford to prep them? And where do you store them? I mean, like, how many freezers do you have to have? So it's not very frugal, if you ask me, if you've got 10 freezers to save all this food put aside. The homemaking channels, a deep clean once a week, like deep clean, like deep clean, baseboards, ceilings, walls, behind the refrigerator, all that kind of deep cleaning once a week, and then every day a reset on what? When only 2 people live in the house. Of course, my house is a mess, but that's because I don't do a reset and deep clean every week. But I began to think, this isn't realistic. And then this one particular channel, and I really do like her, I mean, I admire her, she's got a successful channel, but she changes the throw pillows on her couch every other week. And she takes you to Home Goods when she buys them. You know, they're $30 each. She buys 6 of them at a time, and then she puts the other in her decor room. It's just not real. You can buy different pillow covers on Amazon for your throw pillows. That's what I do. So it became not real to me. It wasn't real life. It wasn't, you know, I'm sure you still learned things, obviously, but it just didn't seem real to me. So in late January, I had this kind of epiphany. I woke up one morning. Well, no, I talked to my friend the night before I woke up, and I said, I think I'm going to do a YouTube channel. And she said, I totally see you doing a YouTube channel. Do it. And I said, I can't do a YouTube channel. And so, I put it out of my mind. But that next morning when I woke up, I said to myself, I'm doing a YouTube channel. So I started right then and there figuring out how I was going to do a YouTube channel. So then I switched from homemaking channels to how to start a YouTube channel, how to edit videos, what you needed to do just to get started. So that's what I did, not for very long, like a week or so. And then I recorded my first video and I posted it on February 1st. And was that a funny video? You can't go back and look at it because it's not there, because I took it out of there. And unfortunately, I took it out because I wanted to look at it. I wanted to, really kind of analyze it. And just from looking at that video, I could tell you changes that have happened. But they weren't there. But I remember this one thing. I remember sitting right, leaning into the camera and saying, I want you to be my friends. And I want to be your friends. I want to be the channel that you come to every day, not especially because you're going to learn anything, because you want to hang out with me. And I thought that was so corny. How corny is that? Well, I'll share more about that later on. But that's how my first video ending was. Since then, I've posted videos daily. So there's actually close to 90 plus videos because I posted daily, and recently I've started posting twice a day. The second video is usually pretty simple, like a walk or a recipe or something like that. Some of the other things that I had to figure out is, what do I talk about? What is going to interest people? And I have tried everything. I have talked about monkeys, I have talked about Play-Doh, and I have talked about whoopie pies. What is my niche? I'm trying to figure it out. You're supposed to have a niche when you're doing YouTube. What is my passion? My passion, I can't figure out what my passion is, but I think it's just doing YouTube. I think that's what the passion is. But that doesn't get viewers, because I have a passion for talking. But anyway, so I have analyzed all of those videos, and I have discovered that the ones that have the most interest are not the ones about Play-Doh or senior moments. They are about being frugal and saving money. Remember that video that I said, are you cheap, are you frugal? That's the most popular video. My feeling on that is I'm glad that people liked that and that it was the most popular video, but there's only so much I can do on being frugal. If you look on YouTube, there are millions of channels that talk about being frugal. So what I have chosen to do in my attempts to do a YouTube channel, which I am doing a YouTube channel, is to keep it simple, to keep it understandable, to keep it doable, so that anyone who's interested in doing a YouTube channel can see that they can do it, because if I can do it, you can do it. I will confess, I had to call my son a couple of times because I had some computer issues that I was not able to figure out, even though I knew the difference. But I called him, he helped me, and that was it. And I didn't die because he had to help me. I tend to be very independent, and I'm also very critical of myself. So that's not necessarily a good combination. But what I want to tell you now is what my conclusion is after these first 3 months. The first thing is I am having a ball. I'm having a great time doing these videos. Whether they get 3 views or whether they get 60 views. I'm having fun. I'm learning things myself. I am learning from the community. People who have been contributing and commenting often have really good ideas that either I never thought of or I didn't put in the video. So I have learned so much in doing all this stuff. I learned that I can do it. I am a bashful person. I am an introvert. I'm bashful. I know it's hard to believe, but it's true. I'm bashful. But I'm doing it, and I'm loving it. And that means that anybody can do it. You can do it if you want to. But if you want to be really successful, you've got to watch the other channels. I consider myself successful. Don't get me wrong. But if you want to make money and you want to become polished and sophisticated and make money and really teach people how to do YouTube, this is not the channel for you. But the other thing that I learned in these 3 months is that first video when I said, I want to be your friend and I want you to be my friend and I want you to watch my videos because you want to watch me, because you want to hang out with me. Not because I'm telling you something earth-shattering or whatever, but just because you want to be with me. I bet you're lonely. I'm lonely sometimes, but now I have YouTube. That's all I do is I'm obsessed with it. But it has given me a passion. It has proved to me that I can do something. And you know what else? After I'm gone, my kids will be able to look at this and they'll say, gee, that was pretty cool, you know? So I encourage all of you to let me know down below what you think about, is there anything in particular that you like? My favorite videos are just talking. And but that doesn't mean that I can't do other things. Obviously, I've been doing them. So if you have something that you'd like to talk about or you would like me to talk about, let me know. And once again, my biggest success is accomplishing that one thing that I said in my first video. I want to be your friend. I want you to watch me, to have coffee with me every morning. And you know who I'm talking to out there. And just hang out with me. And that's all I wanted when I started. And so all these things, when I feel uncomfortable about, well, I'm not getting, nobody's watching and stuff, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being there. And thank you for watching just because it's me.